saying hello. Jimmy Coleman here, sitting alongside Corbin Harris. And, well, we're kicking it off here with the Tony Hawk and Friends demo. We're in the middle of Congress Street here in downtown Austin. As you can see on the north side of the vert ramp, heading back towards 12th Street. It is an absolutely packed house out here. And you can see the boys are warming up on the ramp. It's a great way to kick off the festivities out here at X Games Austin. But right now, let's send it up to the vert ramp with our man DC, who's with Tony.
X Games Austin and Randy.
We are ready to get things underway here. I've got Tony Hawk, and he's got a slew of his friends. So Tony Hawk, with no more further ado, take it away, bud.
All right, thanks everybody. What's up, Austin X Games? Thanks for coming out. Pretty amazing to get to be right in front of the state capitol. I'm here with two of my friends who also help me some of the best skateboarders in the world, so we're going to hit it right now. Enjoy.
And look at the size of that crowd out here right now. I mean, it's literally within the last, I'd say, 10 to 15 minutes or so. We probably added another third to the crowd out here right now. It's insane.
Oh, it is coming in thick and fast, Jimmy. Like, what an amazing location we have here in front of the building. It's unbelievable. Tony Hawk is dropping in right now, wasting no time. It's hot out here. It is really hot.
It's absolutely surreal what they've done here, putting the ramp in the middle of 11th Street here, right in front of the state capitol building, and the man himself starts it off here. Listen to that roar from the crowd.
Look at this run straight into it. He doesn't need much of a walk, does he? I mean, the things I've seen, he just turned 46 last week. Look at what he's doing on a skateboard still. That's Tony. Wow.
See the tuck knee lap over invert. Holds on to that one. That's one of my favorites. It's an oldie but a goodie. And then he goes into a tuck knee invert to fakie. Got Kevin Robinson on the ramp right now, who'll be joining us later on tonight. In the booth here calling BMX Vert, and I told Kevin, I said, hey, take it easy, buddy. Keep it rubber side down, shiny side up. We need you up here in the booth tonight. He said, I'm only doing 2 runs, Jimmy. I'm only taking 2 runs.
I saw him at breakfast this morning. He's got scars all over him. I thought you hung the boots up. What's your wife saying to you now?
He's got a huge Swellbo scar on one of his arms. I said, hey, be careful out there.
He goes, it's just a bit of gravel. I like feeling alive, Corbin. I like feeling alive. All right.
On the ramp right now, another one of the legend stars in skateboarding. We got Kevin Staub here.
Kevin, definitely the oldest in the field out there, but one of the smoothest styles in the business. Kevin Staub, flamboyant as hell. He's great.
And a late addition to the party, Jesse Fritz, who you were telling me, he literally just got off an airplane. He got here late and literally made it here in time for this demo.
Let me tell you, Jimmy, he was up at 3:30, 4 o'clock this morning. Jesse right there, trying to get on a flight. Somehow missed the flight and then only just got here. I don't know how it takes that long to get here from San Diego. Does it really take that long?
Hey, I tell you what, if you don't have airline status or you're not talking to the right people, you can get rerouted all over this country. Yes, it could take that long. It was Elliott Sloan, who we saw there a minute ago, who, by the way, got in as an alternate, who we'll see later on in skateboard for round 1. But Neil Hendricks on the ramp right now.
Just recently, just this week actually, has dropped a new Elephant Skateboards video part. Neil Hendricks is just been killing it. Yeah, it's the first video part we've seen from him in a while there. So good to see him out there, still shredding, still skating vert. Tony Hawk just give him a hand there.
And again, look at the size of this crowd. Like I said, 10, 15 minutes ago, I took a picture from our angle. I put it on Instagram, and it's almost doubled in size now. I don't know how they're going to put any more people into that area. We'll start getting into competition later on tonight. This is Chris Gentry. He is a native Texan out of the Houston area, and I didn't think he was going to be in the demo, but here he is. This guy's representing for Houston and all in Texas.
It's the cool thing about these Tony Hawk and Friends demos. You know, there's always a couple of guys locked in, but there's always a few surprises as well. A few guys who seem to just come in the end. Tony in the ramp right now. Back-to-back 540s, just coming off that second one there.
Yeah, it was crazy. I was watching these guys practice last night, and Tony was putting together some pretty long runs. He's still got some pretty technical tricks, but then he'll go out there and he'll just do a run of all 80s tricks, and it's absolutely amazing to watch.
Jesse Fritch.
Yeah, that's very hard. It's not fun getting, straight from the plane.
Poor Jesse not getting any warm-up time. Taking a look at some replays right here. This was the first of the 2 540s. Tony with the big twist right there. Got a little loose in the flat bottom and then tries to follow it up with the Indy grab 540 and just has to pull the board away from the feet on that one.
Jimmy, I saw him yesterday come straight in for a little bit of practice. He was into it. He really likes the ramp so far.
Yeah, you know, that was the buzz I heard yesterday from a lot of the skaters and the BMX guys, is that the ramp's solid. I asked Jamie, how you feeling? And Jamie Bestwick looked me dead in the eye and said, it is solid, I love it. So we're going to see a lot of good things going on in both the competitions here tonight.
That guy right there, Paul Zitzer, just jumping off, little air to fakie.
I like to see the judges get into the mix. That's get out here, shred it up with the boys.
Yeah, it's a good little opportunity for everyone to hang out and skate. Neil Hendricks, Paul Zitzer, both of them are judging the skateboard vert here at X Games Austin. So, I mean, they're definitely involved in the judging panel and they know what the ramp's like. They're out there doing it with these guys. In the ramp right now is Kevin Staub, the most flamboyant skateboarder. Hot pink helmet, matching knee pads. He's got it all going on.
I was going to say, when I was walking down to Congress last night, coming from the north side, walking towards the ramp, I saw the purple helmet. I said, oh, there's Kevin Staub.
Little cradle slide there by Staub. Backside boneless. Really working the ramp.
That's Kevin Staub right there with the Adolescents t-shirt on.
Look at the size of that crowd. I mean, they're backed up to the gates of the Capitol right there. And I mean, and you know that crowd's just going to grow and grow and grow as we get closer to skateboard round one. Skateboard vert round one starts on tonight, and then we go to BMX vert, and then we get to skateboard round two.
Oh, huge frontside heel flip there. Elliott Sloan coming out of New York City. He was the first alternate, and he's in now because pretty sure we have
Sam Beckett pulled out.
Sam Beckett had rolled his ankle about a week ago. He's out, and check it out, frontside heel flip, huge by Elliott Sloan.
And he's just got such pop when he leaves the lip of the ramp. He was pretty stoked. I mean, he comes into Austin thinking, hey, you're competing in big air, and then all of a sudden, day of, you get the nod. You're like, hey, Sam's out, you're in. So now he's going to see what he can throw down here and skate vert tonight.
There is the crowd waiting for the man himself, who is in right now. Tony Hawk and Friends demo.
To my left, I have Jason Rothmeyer, head
Fires
judge
off a backside lip slide coming out of that tuck-knee lap over invert.
Blunt to fakie.
Oh, cab disaster.
What are you judges going to be looking for? It's an overall impression score. You're just looking for, obviously.
How many people do you think are out there in that crowd right now? Venture a guess. Walk that plank for me.
I mean, here it is again. Frontside heel flip. Look at the Elliott Sloan.
Weird skating going on out there.
Seems to be getting more amplitude than I've seen over the last couple of years. Maybe it's because he's got that ramp in his backyard as well. He's been skating with Mitchie Brusco, who's also going to be out there in the vert. Elliott Sloan is going to be one to watch, even though he was... Oh, look at that shot right there. Look at the crowd. Unbelievable. Neil Hendricks, little board slide to fakie in there. One of the judges. What a scene we have right here in Austin, Texas. The first year of X Games. We've got 4 to go. What a beautiful backdrop.
You know, there was a lot of buzz coming into this. I mean, I live just up the road in Dallas, and you see all the promotions on the billboards and whatnot all over town, and it's on TV, it's in print, and then just coming down here, you see all the buzz on Facebook and whatnot. I knew this was going to be a big night, but I had no idea we were going to have this many people down here in Congress Street or Congress Avenue this early on. I mean, we're still a good hour away from competition or so, and I mean, look how many people are packed in down here.
They are packed in like sardines. Look at it. We can't fit any more people down here. Even where you can't see around the back, there's people walking everywhere.
There's people swarming all around this part of downtown Austin.
It's a huge turnout with Kevin Robinson back in the ramp.
He told me earlier he was only taking 2 runs. I told him to take it easy. This is 3rd. Taking it upside down with the no-handed flare.
When do you ever listen to Kevin Robinson?
You know, he gave us a scare last year at Foz do Iguaçu. You know, he knocked himself silly in big air.
Here is Kevin Robinson taking it real easy. I don't think that he's taking it easy.
Well, that earlier flare that we saw in run 2, he kind of sketched out, kind of did a little bump through the flat bottom there. I was like, hey, be careful, buddy. You got some TV work to do tonight.
He's your co-host through this whole time, too.
Yeah. Well, like I said, Foz do Iguaçu last year, he knocked himself out in big air, and then we're like, what are we going to do? And then he comes back in the booth like, oh, I got it. Hey, check it out.
These guys with the best seat in the house. Look at them climbing trees just to try and get in here.
Climb up in a tree. It's good shade, too. It gets you out of the sun.
Texas State Capitol building in the background. Kevin Robinson.
At the no-handed flare. It's a backflip, 180. You kind of dip your downside shoulder and then take the hands off the bars. The Stanway tucks the knees underneath the bars there in order to get the hands off. Oh, Kevin Staub there getting a little loose on the flat bottom, but he is A-OK.
All smiles, just a little skip off the ramp there by Kevin Staub. Neil Hendricks is back in with a just newly released video part by Elephant Skateboards. Half cab there. Nollie frontside heel flip. Neil Hendricks just popping off there with a huge crowd in the background. Look at that shot that we have there. Texas State Capitol building in the background, and we could not fit any more people in the area. X Games, Austin. Our first year, and we are really happy to be here.
Look at that camera angle right there.
Tony Hawk.
I can't get over the size of this crowd. I mean, this is going to be an awesome weekend.
Isn't it? Huge festival weekend. We've got music planned. Kanye West is in the house. Gary Clark Jr. is in the house. We have some of the biggest names in music and, of course, the biggest names in action sports here for X Games Austin.
Did you see Chris Gentry out here in the mix? Just rolled into town a couple of days ago. Another Texas pro vert skater, Mike Crump from Dallas, just made his way into town last night. Saw him hanging out with Dave Duncan and the boys. Saw some fun Instagram and Facebook pictures going up.
On the screen right now, we got one of the guys in Park, Aaron Jaws-Moki. Check the Instagrams out. He's on my Instagram yesterday, doing a little invert on the Texas sign in the park. A lot of guys in the park skating good. Pedro Barros, Jaws is killing it. Grant Taylor, so many names. That's going to be a great contest this weekend also. Vert's coming in. After this, we've got a big night of vert with both BMX and skateboard. It's going to be a great festival weekend of X Games Austin. I mean, we've also got the music aspect this year as well, which is bigger than ever.
So many bands throughout the course of the weekend. You know, this is the live music capital of the world. There's over 250 different live music venues out here. And
X Games thought they had to just bring it this year with Gary Clark Jr. We've got Kanye West. Bad Religion.
Did you see the main stage out there over by the backside of the big air ramp?
I haven't checked it out. I've been down here downtown. Look at this.
It's huge. They've got stages spread out all over the Circuit of the Americas track out there. Usually we've got one festival or X-Fest area. We've got different areas all over the field out there. It's amazing.
Yeah, it's going to be great. People have bought tickets for the whole festival, 3 days.
Yeah, there's camping out there. We got RV camping. There's people that are putting tents up out there and hanging out for the whole weekend. I don't know that it'd be camping in a tent in this Texas heat, by the way.
You know what? These are diehard fans out here, Jimmy. They don't care. And the talent that we have on all the courses, all the athletes and the music, I mean, hell, I'd be out there. I'd be camping. It's going to be good.
You know what? You could rough it for a couple of days. Who cares about the humidity? Let's just go check it out.
Lose some weight. I'd be happy with that.
Yeah, you know, it's like sleeping in a sauna for a couple of nights. Anybody can do it.
It'd be like I'll be back in Australia. No problem.
Yeah, the BMX dirt course out there, I got a chance to get up close and check that out today. It's in its own little spot, nestled on the hill over there. You were talking about Park earlier with the street course on the backside of that. I mean, it's going to be a great weekend out here for the first ever X Games Austin.
What a great shot we have here.
Check out Gentry. Oh, look at that. The Phillips 66. A trick invented by Jeff Phillips. Back in the 80s, Jeff, another famous pro skateboarder from the 80s who also was a Texan. Unfortunately, Jeff no longer with us. these days with Jeff out of the Dallas area. So Chris Gentry making Jeff proud with that one.
Doing it for the Texas crowd. Local boy, and they like what they see. Tony Hawk is back in the ramp. This is his demo with a huge big twist. Back-to-back 540s. At what point does this guy slow down? 46 years old, backside boneless. He is non-stop. He's on a plane every second day. He's out here doing a demo. Just look at the crowd.
I had that conversation last night with Danny Mayer, who's one of our in-house announcers for the crowd here. And he's like, you know, this guy still has so many tricks in his arsenal.
Like this little one. That's always a crowd favorite. 20 years of X Games. And it's our first year in Austin. With a 4-year contract here, it's going to be an amazing 4 years. I can't wait to be a part of it.
There's some rowdy Texas crowds out here, too. There's a huge skate and a huge BMX scene here in this town.
We didn't finish dinner last night until it's about 12:30, and this town was just absolutely popping off. It was happening. Right now, in the ramp, we have Aaron Jaws Hamoki. Oh, kickflip Melon. Kickflip, was that kickflip saddlefish?
I'm pretty sure you grabbed stale on that.
You know, I've seen Aaron, Jaws, and Tony go back-to-back with 540s. I kind of whispered in his ear before the demo. It'd be really cool to see you guys do a doubles McTwist. It'd be good to see. So we'll see. Tony's catching his breath up there. It is hot, let me tell you, here in Austin, downtown, in front of
that's the state capitol building. That humidity will get you, and after a couple of runs, you're just absolutely dripping with sweat. So Tony taking a breather, but Neil Hendricks in the ramp right now.
Frontside tail grab. Do a stale fish. If you haven't checked out his new video part that just dropped, it was actually all filmed on Tony's Ride Channel Vert ramp in his warehouse. Every single trick was filmed in there. Neil was absolutely killing it, so check that out and make sure you
I can't remember the last time I seen Neil do an invert. He just looked like threw in a sad plant to fakie there for good measure. Kevin Staub starting it off. A 50-50, lofted into a backside air. Working up some height.
Oh, he's getting some height there.
Yeah, that was a pretty lofty lean air. Obviously riding some loose trucks as you see him wiggle through the flat bottom. There's that trail slide.
A few different camera angles this year that are pretty cool. Up high. You're right next to the ramp.
Yeah, there's some amazing shots. And I mean, what a great backdrop there with the state capitol building. And I would hate to be a security guard or crowd control out here tonight because those guys have their work cut out for them. Can you imagine what it's going to be like trying to drive out here tonight?
I mean, this is the demo. This is huge right now. And it's only going to get bigger.
We knew it was going to be big, but I didn't think it was going to be this big this early on. I mean, this is ridiculous right now.
This is Jaws back in for a kickflip there. You're going to see more of him over the weekend in the park course. These guys are taking their time out there. It is really hot. Chris Gentry walks off the ramp. But in the ramp right now, we have Elliott Sloan just coming off. He's trying to get as much practice as possible. He was the first alternate. He's in now because Sam Beckett is out of the vert due to a rolled ankle. It was huge. I saw his ankle. He had it all taped up, but it seems to be just too painful for him. So he's pulled out, let one of the other boys in. That's probably the best way to do it.
It's a tough break for Sam, but wish him a speedy recovery. See him in the lineup the near future, but you know, Elliott gets a shot at it now. And actually, they put Elliott up as an option on Joust over at Joust.com. You can actually, he's one of the betting options tonight. If you're listening on the web, you don't know about
You've really been
Joust.
getting into Joust, obviously in Aspen as well.
You know what? I kind of dabbled with it. I even missed the first day. By the end of the week, it became such a little heated rivalry in the office, and I really got into it. It was pretty fun. But if you're following along at home, get on to joust.com, sign up for an account with your email address to give you a series of points, and you can basically bet on. I mean, there's no money involved. You don't win anything. It's just all about points and bragging rights. But you get on there, and then there's all sorts of different options you can
win
choose to bet
tickets
on.
to X Games too.
You can win tickets out there. You go. You can win tickets to X Games. But it's pretty cool. They've got all kinds of bonus questions about the history of the X Games. 20 years of this party, by the way. Hard to believe. It's been 20 years, but they've got all kinds of cool video clips on there. It's pretty awesome. And Elliot's now part of that party for tonight. This is Will Elliott, Sloan, X Game medal at Skate Vert tonight. So I just told him that. He's getting worked on down there at Athlete Staging. He's like, really?
Aaron Johnson-Murky back in the ramp, just slipping off there. All the riders are slowing down a little because the humidity is just so hot out here. Even just standing in the crowd back there with that many people around you would be hot. These guys have to keep up the water. A doubles run here by Neil Hendricks and Tony Hawk. What else have they got in the bag?
Saw these guys working on this earlier before we came on for the webcast. Tony, big twist over the 5-0.
5-0 to Fakies. He follows. What a run. The crowd like it. Slapping those hands together in the air. Neil goes straight for a quick sit down to catch his breath.
Doubles are crazy. That crowd is crazy. Doubles are crazy. It's hard enough doing some of this stuff on the vert ramp by yourself. You got a lot of space out there, but then you start complicating the mix. You put another skater in the mix with you, and the crossovers, the timing on these things are crucial. Watch this. Look at how low Neil goes right there, because he knows he's got to give Tony room to spin that 5.
Upside down, Tony Hawk on that McTwist. Here is another shot. Look at it.
They had plenty of room on that one. It looked a little different from that first camera angle. I've actually seen Tony do doubles before with Anthony Furlong, where Tony did a McTwist over Anthony, and literally it looked like Tony was doing a barrel roll on Anthony's back as they were passing over one another. I've seen those guys get pretty close to those before. And
triples is where it really gets hairy too. I've seen
I wasn't even going to go there. The triples is a whole different animal. I've seen some pretty wild triples in the Sandro Diaz and a couple of BMXers before, where everyone's shooting the gap train and Sandro just goes super high.
Vert legend just jumping off there. Zitzer. He's also one of the judges here with Neil Hendricks for Skateboard Vert this weekend. He also hosts a lot of the Tampa contests. It's pretty cool to see the judges out there mixing it with some of the riders who are competing. And you know what? A lot of these guys like Tony Hawk and Zitzer and Hendricks, I mean, it's only been a couple of years since they kind of left skateboard competition in the past and joined the ranks of judging.
Yeah, they're not too far removed from competing at all. We keep talking about the heat. We keep talking about the humidity. How do you think that plays into the competition as we get later into the evening? I mean, it's definitely a factor. I mean, this is just a demo. Wait till these guys get up there and start having to really think about it and put it together. I mean, the runs are 30 seconds tonight. However, I mean, you're really going, I mean, that's a lot.
You know, the other thing is, too, Jimmy, with this, there's only 2 runs. 2 runs is, you know, a lot of the
there's no jam session format tonight.
No.
This is the only jam session of the night right here.
A lot of the other contests that go on, whether it be due to or whatever, sometimes they have 5 runs. So having 2 runs, I've seen a lot of these guys try some really, really difficult and technical tricks. I think they might need to even bring it back, bring it a step back, breathe a little, try to suss the situation out, and maybe just try and make a run first. Maybe not try and do anything too hard, because last year also at X Games in Foz do Iguaçu and Barcelona, we saw one of the favourites, PLG, come off and not place. He got 7th in some of those contests.
And the heat was brutal there in Foz. It was very similar to the conditions we're feeling right now here in Austin.
It's going to have to be a different strategy. While we're talking strategy, Tony Hawk's just absolutely going on. The crowd still coming in strong. But yeah, getting back to that, 2 runs only for 30 seconds. I think the athletes are really going to have to think about their strategy for this.
Yeah, I'm thinking that we'll see some guys in that opening round kind of dial it back a notch, put down. Again, I don't want to use the term safety run, but that's basically how you describe it. Like, these guys are doing so many amazing things either on the bikes or the boards, but, you know, it's definitely, I mean, you guys are only taking 6 in the skateboard final tonight.
Yeah.
So you got to get it done in those first 2 runs. And for BMX, it's just 2 runs as well, 30 seconds, and that's it. You've got 2 runs to get in there and get it done.
You got to walk that line of trying to be safe, but still trying to make that top 6.
You know, but we've got some guys in the lineup for BMX tonight that just have that wild card mentality. You're like, you know what? Safety run, nothing. I came here to do what I'm going to do, and I've got 2 chances to do it, and I'm going to bring it.
As the crowd still pours in for the Tony Hawk demo, we have got skateboard, vert, and BMX coming in after this. Looking, obviously, Jamie Bestwick.
Going right now.
It's eight golds in a row.
He's going for 9 tonight.
What's your opinion on that? I mean, you've seen pretty much all of it, Jimmy.
Well, I'm going to go back to this heat thing, and you were talking about Foz de Guasu. We had the same problem that you were talking about in BMX Vert and Foz. A lot of guys were tired in that jam session format, and sometimes you'd have a guy pull out because they just couldn't, they were gassed, they couldn't take another run. Jamie did not look like he was fazed by the heat at all, and I didn't make the connection at the time, but I talked to him afterwards. He had been doing hot yoga with his wife for months leading up to that. That heat didn't bother him at all. Everyone else looked like they had been doused with buckets of water on their clothing. Jamie was sweating, but it wasn't nearly as bad as everybody else. And I brought that up again to him last night, and he was like, yeah, you know, it's hot, but whatever, I'm used to it. Still doing the hot yoga.
So he was probably sweating in the UK, which is one of the coldest places in the world. He was just, he was doing it in a sauna.
He was keeping pace because I saw him in the hotel gym at Foz de Guasu, and it was super hot there, and he had the doors closed. He was like, no, leave them closed, I like it. So, and then the comment he made to me last night, too, is like, the ramp's solid. It's super fast. I love it. So,
hey, that's
but I tell you, I'm not giving it to the guy. It's going to come with a fight tonight because we've seen guys push him last year in Barcelona to BMX. It was the last time we saw BMX for the X Games since we didn't have it at Munich or LA last year. But you know, there's some guys hard charging. Chad Kagi really had a great run in Barcelona. He's got that front flip flare now. Jamie's got it now too because he busted it out at the Duke Tour right after X Games Barcelona. Vince Byron's pushing hard. You can't count out Simon Tavron. I mean, it's going to be a big comp tonight.
I can't wait to watch it. Backside, lip slide, and then a 5-0 to fakie by Zitza. Just working the ramp there.
So speaking of front flip flares, we're going to take a look back to Barcelona. Look at that backdrop with the Sagrada Familia in the background. And this is what it looks like from the visor GoPro mount.
Wasn't this the first time that it had been done in competition?
This was the first time it had done it in an actual vert competition. It had actually been brought out in Best Trick in 2006 inside the Staples Center by Keith McElhaney. But this is the first time it had been done in an actual timed run.
I remember that. What a moment we had there in Barcelona. It was pretty cool.
Getting a hug from Michael Laren there at the top of the deck, who we will see in BMX Vert Final tonight as well. Yeah, the Mohawk, the Liberty Spike.
He's just trying to Instagram a photo of Tony Hawk right now. Hashtag X Games Austin. That's exactly what he was doing.
Yeah, I guess you're bummed if you're the dude in the orange cap back there. You're like, man, I missed all of Tony's tricks. I got a Mohawk in my face. Hopefully it's right in line with the flat bottom so you can just look up and see it. It's like Wimbledon. You just look back, left, right, see what's going on the walls.
Elliott Sloan just made it in to the prelims, which are going to go on right after this. It's 20 years of X Games, and for the first year, we are in X Games Austin.
Oh, John's taking a little bit of a hipper right there.
I mean, have you seen the stuff that guy ollies off? He ollies off buildings, so a little fall with some pads on isn't going to hurt that guy.
Tony with the multi-grab. And I never get tired of seeing the Madonna. And, you know, the Madonna, there's different styles in that trick. It looks a lot better when you're tall because you can just hold that board level and just drag that leg out and just make that thing smack, make the board smack on the way back in.
Love Sandro Diaz doing that trick. He's got one of the best ones. Oh, the Birdman.
The front flip dismount and the helmet comes off.
You know when he does the front flip dismount, he is out of there. Thanks for coming.
You know, that's the start flashing the lights. Exit stage left.
throws the helmet to the crowd. They are going wild. It is hot out there. He's taking his pads off.
A very sweaty souvenir for someone out there in the streets of Austin, Texas.
I'm sure they'll put it on straight away and love it. I mean, the response to Tony Hawk in Austin, Texas has just been unbelievable. I mean, within the last couple of days here, out to dinner, doing a few interviews for different weather channels and radio stations.
Yeah, you guys are on the Weather Channel this morning.
I mean, here's a replay of that front flip dismount to helmet throw.
Close tennis to the coping. It's a bad spot to be for the camera guy. I'm sure they get pre-warned, hey, look out, Tony's going to dismount.
Gentry's seen it before. He's going for a high five straight away up there.
He's got a high five or he's got the GoPro in his hand, one of the two.
Throws the helmet.
You guys were on the Weather Channel this morning. Is that what you just said?
I think he did the Weather Channel or something this morning. He's been doing all the media and loving it. Yeah, it's. I mean, why not? First year here in Austin, and it's the first of many, I've been told. So it's a pretty exciting time. 20 years. I can't believe it's been 20 years. I've been watching for that long.
I can't believe it's been 20 years as well. I mean, 1995 in Rhode Island is when this party started. We used to move around every 2 years to a different spot. Rhode Island, 2 years in San Diego, then we went to San Francisco. I jumped in the San Francisco years, 2 years in Philadelphia, then we moved to LA for a while. And now it finds a new home in the Lone Star State for the next couple of years.
Hey, I'm happy with that. Walking around last night, it was great.
It's a home show for me. It's a 3-hour drive.
Perfect.
So that wraps it up for us here at the Tony Hawk and Friends demo. We thank you guys for joining us on the web. We'll be back live on the air tonight, 9 p.m. Eastern Time on ESPN for Skateboard Vert Round 1.
Good stuff, Jimmy.